the paternity of Khloé Kardashian stuff. This story, it's just not going away.
After 25 years, you'd think that it just wouldn't be a thing.
All of these stories are just bogus. Khloé, she's not mine.
Kris Jenner had an affair on her husband, Robert Kardashian, which led to their divorce. Khloé looks a little bit different from her family, you must admit, and there's always been a rumor that Khloé doesn't have the same father as the other sisters. This is a rumor that's bothered Khloé for a very long time, but people have pointed at O.J. Simpson, this hairdresser named Alex, the man who Kris had an affair on Robert with. There are so many options and theories and rumors out there. We need to go through them. So let's get into it. This year, I am focusing on saving as much money as I can. Traveling around is so expensive, and the rising gas prices only make it worse. Upside is a cashback app that gives you the power to earn from your expenses. I wish I knew about this app earlier because I could only imagine how much money I would have saved by now. All you have to do is open up the app wherever you're shopping. I went to my favorite grocery store, Gelson's, because I was going to go and pick up some produce, but I ended up at the bakery and this pineapple upside down cake was calling my name. Upside is so easy to use. Once I got to Gelson's, I checked in on my app and they had an offer for 22% cash back. After linking my card information, I was able to save money as I shopped. You have to use your card to earn points, and once you're done shopping, the cash will appear in your app. You can cash out from bank transfer, PayPal, Apple Pay, or you can just get an e-gift card. I love Upside because I like getting my earnings back straight up in my bank account. Download the free Upside app using my link in the description below and use promo code SLOAN, SLOAN, to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Thank you, Upside, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. If you were to type in Khloé's dad on Google, Google would already know that you're talking about Khloé Kardashian, and they would say that Robert Kardashian is her father, like what the family says. But there have been rumors for a very long time that Khloé's dad is not Robert Kardashian. There are a few different men in Hollywood who are suspected of being Khloé's real dad. So let's go ahead and talk about why these rumors came about and how Khloé feels about them. Obviously, Khloé looks different than her sisters, and that's the first red flag because they all have a very particular look and she doesn't necessarily fit the mold. I mean, I think Khloé is beautiful and her personality is one of my favorite of the whole family, but like, you must admit that she does look different, and these rumors have haunted her because of this. You know that she's had issues with her body before, so I understand why this is a problem. These rumors have also played out on the show, and they've addressed them before, and we'll go through what Khloé has to say and how Kris feels about it all. There are so many different articles out there about whether Khloé's father's Robert Kardashian or not, so let's go ahead and explore some of the theories. So one of the most popular theories about Khloé's mysterious father is that he is O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson is a huge football star and a possible murder, right? Like, is that the situation? I mean, he's not in jail, but like, I don't know. We would have to unpack all that in another video. But OJ was also a longtime friend of Robert Kardashian. And when OJ Simpson fell into legal trouble, Robert Kardashian was part of OJ's dream team. That was for the 1995 murder trial of his former wife, Nicole Brown Simpson. Because Robert Kardashian and OJ were friends, Kris and Nicole became friends as well. But even though they were friends, people still think that Kris could have cheated on her husband with her husband, which wouldn't be a good friend. Both Kris and OJ have denied these allegations, and Kris got really upset talking about it on the Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
So upset. You know, it's bullshit, man. It's just, I'm so over stupid rumors of things that never happened.
Well, try to not let it get you so upset.
Are you okay?
I hate when people cry.
So Kris was not about the rumor, and it did not make her happy because she was good friends with Nicole, and that would be hella disrespectful. But OJ also addressed the situation. He also addressed his manager in the same video, so I cut that part out and I included the part about Kris. But here is what OJ had to say.
Hello, Twitter world. This is yours truly. You know, this is my first venture into the social media world, and it's amazing. You know, especially how quickly they can put up counterfeit sites. Anyway, we'll deal with that. My life has always been involved in the sports world, and I suspect as the weeks goes on, that's pretty much what we'll be talking about. But once in a while, I'm going to go off topic and talk about something else, and this is one of those times. You know, Bob Kardashian, he's like a brother to me. He's a great guy. He met and married Kris, and they really had a terrific time together when they were together. Unfortunately, that ended. But never, and I want to stress, never in any way, shape, or form had I ever had any interest in Kris, romantically or sexually, and I never got any indication that she had any interest in me. So all of these stories are just bogus, bad, you know, tasteless. Khloé, like all the girls I'm very proud of, just like I know Bob would be if he was here, but the simple facts of the matter is she's not mine.
OJ actually has a daughter named Sydney Simpson, and she kind of looks like Khloé. I mean, obviously they're not twins, and do they look that similar? I don't know, but does she even really look like OJ? So I'm kind of like, oh, if that's OJ's kid, then maybe there's a possibility, but I'm not really buying this theory. But it also depends on how casual, I guess, Kris was, because she wasn't shy to having an affair on her husband. These rumors that OJ and Kris got together just really blew up after people found out that Kris admitted to having at least one affair during her marriage with Rob Kardashian. And it actually seems like this is the reason why Kris and Robert divorced in the first place. Before we get on to the next mysterious man who could be Khloé's father, let's talk quickly about Kris's divorce with Rob Kardashian. So there are a lot of articles breaking down their divorce and why it happened. And like I mentioned, it's because Kris was having an affair. So if she can easily have an affair on Rob, what could have stopped her from having an affair and getting pregnant with Khloé? Unfortunately, Robert Kardashian is no longer around, but Kris does speak highly of him, although I do believe she was cheating. In 2011, Kris released a book titled Kris Jenner ... and All Things Kardashian, where she revealed the cause of her divorce was having an affair with a man named Ryan that began in 1989. When writing about the affair, Kris wrote, "It made me feel young, attractive, sexy, alive." And along with those feelings came a wave of nausea. She wrote that Robert was the greatest guy in the world. He would never cheat on me. He only wanted the best for me. And if you guys have watched the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you would know that Robert Kardashian is still a huge figure in their life, and they haven't forgotten about him or his passing or that divorce. In 2018, Khloé was quoted saying that she doesn't even think about talking to her mom about the affair. I think it's we all have different experiences with my mom, and I think it's not something really that my mom can fix. So it sounds like Khloé doesn't want to address this and kind of just wants to move on. So yes, Kris Jenner had an affair on Robert Kardashian, which I guess makes it more likely that she could have had another affair and then could have had another baby daddy with Khloé. But the man that she cheated on Robert with is known as Todd Waterman. So because Kris cheated on Robert with Todd, a lot of people believe that Todd could be Khloé's father. As you guys know, in Kris's book, she was kind of trying to cover up Todd, and she used the name Ryan, which I feel I don't know, at this point, you might as well just say it, girl, but maybe legal issues, who knows? And this just heightened the rumors about who's Khloé's father. Todd actually later came forward and said that they had a crazy and passionate affair. sounds very intimate, in 1989. So it began in 1989. Well, Khloé was born in 1984, so the math wouldn't necessarily line up. And it looks like Robert Kardashian was born in 1987, so 1989 is 2 years off. It still doesn't really add up. But we need to talk about one of the most popular theories about Khloé's father, and it involves Kris's longtime hairdresser. So his name is Alex Roldan, and he is Kris Jenner's longtime hairdresser, which is like really interesting. I guess like you keep the same hair people if you live in the same area, but yeah, her longtime hairdresser. And I mean, you've got to admit that they look alike. I mean, magazines have printed pictures of them together being like, look at these people and their similarities. Plus, there are tons of people online with conspiracies about this man and how they look alike and how he probably is, I guess, her father, which would mean that Kris was sleeping with her hairdresser, which is so messy. Alex has been close with the family for years, and he's even appeared in the show before, but there's no real evidence that Kris and him had an affair, but damn, does Khloé look like him. The family have even joked about this rumor before. Actually, Kylie posted on her page, first official photo of my sister and her dad. Like father, like daughter, which is very damning because as you guys can see in this photo, like it literally looks like they are related. So really, besides the fact that like they look alike, there's no, I guess, real reason why they would have, I mean, why Kris and him would have, you know, done the dirty and Khloé would have been the baby. But like, I mean, she's had an affair before. This guy she sees a lot and they look a lot alike. I mean, unless if we knew like he's like, oh, what if he was like, I'm gay? And then I'll be like, oh, okay, maybe not then. Because, you know, I'm like, I would understand. But like, I don't know. That's just a really damning resemblance. I had to back up for you guys so you could see a little bit more. Because look at the eyes, the mouth, the nose. But, you know, Khloé's had a lot of work done nowadays. So I don't think it's necessarily the same now. But there's also another element to this theory. A TikToker started a rumor that Rob Kardashian could also be Alex's biological child. So again, this entire theory is based off of like a TikToker's conspiracy, but I just kind of wanted to mention it. This TikToker shares that she's on episode 11 of season 5, and Bruce, who's now Caitlyn Jenner, literally went to go get his hair done by Alex, who is rumored to be Khloé's dad. And really, she only believes this because Robert Kardashian looks a lot like this Alex hairdresser guy. Here's that TikTok video that went viral with this whole conspiracy.
You know how everyone says that Khloé Kardashian's dad really isn't her dad? I'm like deep diving the Kardashians before the new show on Hulu. And I'm on season 5, episode 11. And Bruce literally goes to get his hair done by Alex Roldan, who is like rumored to be Khloé's dad. He says Kris has gone to him for 25 to 30 years. And holy shit, does he look like Khloé in this episode. Like, there's no denying that's her father. But Rob Kardashian is with Bruce at this appointment. Is he Rob's dad? Because holy shit, him and Rob look alike.
Sure. Kris's hairstylist for the last 25, 30 years. I don't know what to expect, but here it comes. So what can we do?
Well, we're gonna bring you out of the bad.
That's his dad! Like, that is Rob Kardashian's dad.
Just keep going around. Let him do his thing. Change is good, right?
Very. In this case,
I'm not the only one seeing this, right?
Now let's move on to our next suspect, who's kind of random, Lionel Richie. So this theory's a little bit less popular and more bizarre, but Lionel Richie and Kris Jenner supposedly had an affair which resulted in Khloé. There doesn't seem much to this theory apart from a claim from an anonymous source that says that Kris and Lionel had an affair in the 80s and Khloé was born in 1984. The source was quoted saying they had a sexual affair. He bragged about it. The source claims to be friends with Lionel and said that he was on the outs with his wife at the time. And a lot of people believe that Khloé and Sofia Richie look alike. I mean, I can kind of see what they're talking about. They do look similar, but it's weird because Sofia dated Scott Disick back in the day, and it's just like, why is everything so full circle in this family? Now let's move on to our last and final theory. So you probably could have guessed it that a lot of people believe that just Robert Kardashian is Khloé's father. Kris and Robert married in 1978 and divorced in 1991 after Kris was unfaithful. And Khloé has always had issues with this rumor, and it seems like she doesn't even like, at one point I remember watching the show and she didn't want to get a test herself, which just seemed like very bizarre to me, because I feel like personally I would want to know, but like who knows, and maybe she already kind of feels like she knows by being like an outcast of the family. Here's a clip where Kris brings up the rumor to Khloé and she tells her she does not round, and she took a 23andMe, which is actually, I took one of those too. Like a lot of people say, so I identify as white. I'm just like white. I know I'm white, but like people always ask me like, oh, like what is your ethnicity or something, or like what are you? And I'm like, I'm white, but like my sister did the 23andMe, and we have like a percentage, like a 20% or something of like Portuguese, like Iberian Peninsula. If you know anything about that, comment below. But like I think that's where if you think I'm a little bit more tan or whatever than normal white people, that's probably why. Anyways, she took it, and she had Middle Eastern, which would, you know, come from her father, Robert Kardashian.
23andMe helps you understand what your 23 pairs of chromosomes, your DNA, says about you.
Damn, I am nothing.
I'm 53% European. Oh my God, I'm British.
What are you, Clomo?
58% Euro, 41.6 Middle Eastern.
You are my sister.
Oh my God, we are sisters.
Oh,
And then I'm
Lordy.
1%.
Thank God, if you weren't Middle Eastern at all, we would be in big trouble.
Nonetheless, I think that Khloé is content with her life. I mean, she's got a very happy and fulfilling life, I would assume. I would hope so. I mean, Tristan's kind of an asshole. Yeah, she needs to work on him. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know the PO box packagings have not been coming through. I need to hit up my mom. Like, my mom was like supposed to be sending it to me. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in a new one soon. Here's my email if you have any other video ideas, and I'll see you later. Bye guys.